You can draw this. How cool is that? I'm gonna show you all the steps you need, how to use layers, all the features in Procreate. It's super easy, beginner friendly. You don't need to know how to do anything. Even the drawing here is super easy, and you will be amazed at the end how easy it is to draw. We learn how to use light, how to use blending modes, layers, a lot of tools, and the result is just amazing. I'm so happy. I'm looking forward to see your results. So please tag me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, so I can see your work and I can show them on my next videos. Let's get started. Let's start by creating a new canvas. I'm going to click the plus button and I'm going to use my screen size. Those are dimensions and you can use the same. So I'm going to click here and let's start with this color here. And I'm going to just drop it here. So I'm going to click on the background and I'm going to click this third color, first row. It will create a nice background for us. Now let's start drawing the tree. For the tree, I'm going to use this color. It's the fourth color on the second row. And for the brush, I'm going to use monoline. For the size of the brush, something about 17%. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be super big. So on this layer, we're going to create a guide. For the guide, I'm going to draw a line, something like this, a bit bent, and a triangle. And a triangle like so. Nice. Now let's change the opacity to something like this, 37%, and create a new layer. And now I'm going to do, it's very easy. I'm going to draw a line like this. And then from this, a line like this. And then I'm going to connect them like this. And I'm going to drop the color here. Now going to a new layer under it. Clicking the plus button and doing the same. So starting from here, I will go like this. And again from here. And I'm going to just connect those two lines. We need to connect here because it's not connected. If I'm going to drop the color, it will drop to everything. So to do that, we need to connect. Let me show you what I mean. You see? It's not connected. So to connect it, I'm just drawing a line here from one end to another. And that's it. We're connected. Now again, going down and creating a new layer under it. And again, from here, I'm going like this and like this. Now I will connect them and connect the lines here. Oops, I got away a bit. So I'm going to click here and connect. Dropping the color. Nice. And again, until we will be at the end. And from here. And you see I'm making those shapes each time a bit bigger. So you can do also the same. And last time, I think. Nice. Oh, I forgot to connect at the top. So again, I will click here and connect it here. Drop the color. And that's it. We got the shape of a Christmas tree. You should have something like this. Now let's add a bit of shadow. So I'm going to click on the last layer, create a new layer above it, click here and click Clippy Mask. Now I need to choose another brush. So for this, let's go to airbrushing and soft airbrush like this. Let me check the size. I like this size. So we need to make this color a bit darker. So what we're going to do is, I'm in the disk, so I'm going to push a little bit down, like so, and make it a little bit more blue, like so. It will be enough. So starting from here, I'm clicking here and slowly going down, not pressing too hard with my pen, so I will have a very light shadow under. And the same will be here. So clicking the plus, clipping mask, and again starting from the top and going a bit down until I will have a very, very, very light shadow. Now here, the same, just a bit. Nice. And here too, just a bit. Don't press too hard. If I will press very hard with this pen, you see it's getting very dark. So I need to be very light until we have something like this. And we can hide our guide. We can delete it. So now let's add a bit of details. So starting from this top, I will click this button here, and I will create some triangles, which I will delete later on. Just see that you don't have the color fill activated. So starting from here, I will do like this and close it. And from this side, the same. So like this and like this. And maybe from here too, like this. Oops. I will go back, click the dot, and now like this, and click the dot. Now 3 fingers, and that's it. We cut a nice shape. So let's go down to this shape and do the same. They can be in different sizes. I need to click back here. Some small, some big. Click the dot, a bit bigger. Click from here. Click. Click. And as you see, I'm making the shape from this side like this and from this side like this. So you see we have whoop, whoop. It's going all to the center. So we got this shape, but you see this shape is not getting to the top. So how to fix it? We're going to go to this shape. We're going to choose the color that we chose in the beginning. And I'm going to choose the calligraphy, monoline brush. So monoline in calligraphy. And just color it like so. So let's go, we're already in this shape. We're going to go to this tool and I'm going to do like this, click, 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 and a small click here. 3 dots to delete. You see again, we cut a bit too much. It doesn't matter. We go here, we click on the monoline brush and just add. And that's it. It's perfect. Now this one. So we're gonna go to this shape and the same. Click, click, click. Nice, 3 dots, 3 fingers, and we cut it back. Again, we cut it too much, so we're going here with the monoline brush and the calligraphy, and just color it in. Okay, for the last one, maybe we don't need one. And what else we can fix here? So I want straight lines here. So I'm going to go to my eraser, calligraphy, monoline brush. And for the brush size, something about 20. And I'm on this layer. And I'm just starting from here. And I'm just going to, where I am? No, I'm at the bottom. So I will start from here. And just cut a bit of the edges, because the monoline brush is rounded and it's leaving those rounded corners, and we don't want that. I'll go to the top, the next piece, and the same, just cut a bit, just a bit where it's needed. Some places it's not needed at all. So the same for this. There, I like it. And the top, maybe just a bit, and maybe just a bit here. So I'm starting from here, and I will do like this. Nice, and from this end. Nice. Now it's very pointy. Super cool. Now I'm going to add a bit of shadows in each of those sections. And starting from this, the top one, I will create a new layer, clipping mask. And remember the color that we made from this color. So we had this color. We pushed a bit of down, a bit like this, and we got this color. Now we're going to do it a bit more here. And I'm going to choose the airbrushing and soft airbrush. And the brush should be a bit small, so maybe 20%, 22. And starting from the top, just a bit, adding here, just a bit. Like so. So again, here too, I'm creating a new layer. And I'm adding a bit, just a bit, don't do too much, just a bit of there. So here again, just a bit. Don't push it, because if you'll do it too much, it could look a bit odd. So we want to make it just a bit, because this is the shadow, to make it more 3D. So for this also, just a bit. Nice. Super cool. And let's see how we done. We did very good, but we need to add more. So we are on this shape, and I'm going to create a new layer. The layer should be above this line that we did. And we are going to choose this color again, but this time I'm going to go up, so a bit up here, and a bit up here diagonally, a bit there and here. So why did I do this? So I'm going to go with soft brush and airbrushing in airbrushing folder, get a bit bigger, and I'm going to add a bit of light at the bottom. Look at that. It right away makes it look very 3D. Very nice. So same here, but actually let's make this under the shadow that we did, because I want to keep it. So go under, a bit here, just a bit, don't press too hard, just a bit. Look at that. We're starting to see it go really 3D. So adding here, and the same here. Wow. Very simple. And as you see, we're getting a very nice 3D effect. Why I'm not doing the shape under? Because it will be covered in snow. So if in your drawing it's not covered, we can do the same for the last one. But I want to be it covered in snow in the background. So this is why I did it like this. Now the same color, but let's change the brush to sketching and peppermint, and make the size like 21. Let me check how it looks. I think not so much. Actually, I can see it. So I'm going to create a layer above everything and try and see how it looks. Actually, it looks very nice. So I'm going to keep it. And I'm going to add a bit of shapes. Those will be very subtle, but they add a bit of texture to our tree. So what I'm doing here is something like this, wave, like W's. I'm adding a whole bunch of W's. And I'm also thinking about the direction. So those W's go here, look here, and those W's look more from this side. So those look here, those look here. And the same here, W here, W here, just a lot of W's. And those W's look like the leaves. Can you call those leaves? I don't know, maybe those are needles, but you understand what I mean. So I'm adding a lot of W's for the texture. Nice. It's very subtle. You might not see it, but when I close up, you see it. So you will see it. If you're going to print it, you will see them. It's very subtle, but it adds those small details that make your art look finished. Nice. So we got one tree, and let's group everything we did like so. I'm just doing like this, selecting everything and clicking group. Now this will be our tree. I'm going to call it tree group. Okay, now I need to delete this. Okay, tree. Now let's duplicate it. I'm going to duplicate it and let's flatten, because we will not make edits to this one. So I'm clicking the arrow, I'm in uniform, and I'm just adding a bit of trees here and there. So one tree there. I will click this to rotate it. I will flip it. I will put it here. And I will clone this one, because this tree, if we move it, you see it's already cut it. So we can't use it anymore. So we're gonna use this one, duplicate, and put it here. I'm gonna also flip it, make it smaller, rotate it a bit. The big tree will go somewhere here. Super, super nice. And the tree should be in front. So I want this tree to be in front a bit. And the other trees should be at the back. So duplicate this one. Horizontal. No, I will not do it. I will just make it smaller. I will click freeform to make it a different shape a bit, like this. And for the big tree, let me duplicate it again because I want it to be very big. I will flatten it and I will place it here. So we will have two big trees in front and a lot of the back. So the back trees, I want to group them, to select them, and just do like this with two fingers up. Let's check we did it correctly. Nice. Now go to this magic wand and hue. So I'm going to add a bit of blue, just a bit. See, I added very little, 55%, and made it a bit lighter, just a bit. And for hue and saturation, I will make it a bit desaturation, so 44%, something like this. Now let's add the snow and you will see how it looks. So I'm going to click the white color and I'm going to use the monoline brush in calligraphy and I'm going to add one line like this, one line like this, and drop the color here. Now I need to close this gap, so I'll do one more time. Nice. And we got a bit of snow. So for the background, I want to add a bit of light. So I'm going to create a layer just above the background. And we use this one for the background. And now I'm going to use this color. This color and airbrushing, soft airbrush. Make it 20% and just add something like so. Nice. But what I think is that the snow is too much and I will move it down like so. So it will take about 1/4 of the page. And then I will just move the trees a bit down. So I'm going to click the trees and just move them a bit down. Nice. And this I like much more than we had before. Now we can add a tree that will be here in front. So to add this tree, we're going to create a new layer above everything, and I'm going to use this purple color and the monoline brush in calligraphy. Nice. So what I will do here is again like this and like this, like this, like this. Just don't forget that it needs to be a bit of a pyramid going down, just a bit, not too much. And again from here. So whoop, 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 whoop. Some shapes can be a bit smaller. You see, this one got smaller, but the second one got longer. So it's still a pyramid, even if this one is a bit smaller, because trees could be different. And let's click the magic wand and blur, and just a bit. Blur, let me see how I like it. 13% is nice, 16 is nice, maybe 16 is very nice. Very good. Now I'm going to add a bit of snow, so on a layer above everything except those three in front. I will choose the white color and I will go to airbrushing and soft airbrush with the brush size to 30 and just click everywhere like so. Somewhere I click a bit harder, but somewhere I click very light. But you will have to have something like this at the end. So just add a bit of snow everywhere until you're happy with the result. We can make the brush smaller and also add a bit of snow like this. Wow. Look at that. Wow, it's so magical. So now let's make the snowman. To make the snowman, I will hide the white, because white on white, you can't see anything. And the snowman will also be white. So I'm using calligraphy monoline brush, and let's make a circle. So I'm gonna make a circle. Click and hold. Don't lift your pen until you have this shape. Drop the color, click the arrow, and warp. And I'm gonna add a bit of warp at the end because this part is on the ground. I'm gonna do the same again. Click here. And actually not the same, I duplicated, as you see. So let me show you again. I just duplicated. Click the arrow, uniform, or actually freeform, so I can change the shape a bit. And this will be the head. Nice. So this is our snowman. So this is snowman. Okay. Nice. And now let's add shadows. So this is the bottom. I'm going to create a new layer. I'm going to click here and clip it. And I'm going to use this shadow. And for this brush, I'm going to use spray paints and go to medium nozzle. The brush size is about 20%. And just a bit on the side, like so. I'm pressing a bit harder when I'm here, but very, very, very light when I go up, like this. And for the shadow for the head, we also need to add like this. And I'm gonna go with this darker color and make it a bit smaller, maybe 12%, and just add a bit of shadow here. Nice. And for here too, let me get closer and just add a bit. I'm gonna go very small, so this is 2%, and just a bit. You will barely see it, but we need this shadow here. Nice. Very good. Now for this shape the same, I'm gonna click clipping mask and I'm gonna use this color here at the end. So the size of the brush should be 7% maybe, and just a bit add in here. Don't press too hard, and just do round motions like so. Look at that. Look at this. Super nice. So what is missing here? So we're almost done with the snowman. All we need to add another layer for this shape. Clipping mask and use the white color. And I'm gonna add a bit of light on the side. So here, I wanna make this part that is very close to the end more lighter. And you will see why I did it in a second. It will look amazing. So just a bit here. Maybe this is too much. Let me check. Just a bit. Right. So look at that. Nice. At the bottom, we can make the brush size a bit bigger and just a bit and a bit more here. Look at this. So we added a bit of light here and then added a bit of more at the bottom. And I'm adding a bit of lines here and there, just a bit, pressing, not too hard. So we got a snowman, and now let's add everything else so it will look like a snowman. So we need the nose. The nose will be this color here, first on the second row. And I'm gonna go to calligraphy and monoline. So for this, let's draw a carrot. So it will be like this and like this. Nice. But as you see, it's not perfect. So I'm going to go to the eraser with my monoline calligraphy and just make the edges more straight. So starting from here, I will just do like this. And from here to like so. Very nice carrot. Okay, so on a new layer, I'm going to use the black color here. And I'm going to draw two eyes. One here, and a very big happy mouth. So just dots like this. Maybe the mouth is too big. So I will finish it here. Nice. Now on a new layer, we're going to draw the hands. For the hands, I'm going to use this color here. It's a brown color on the first row. It's a fifth color. And starting from here, one line here, one here, one here, one here, one here, one here. And we got a nice branch. But we need to make it look better. So I create a new layer above it. And I'm going to click clipping mask for it. And this time I'm going to use the light color, or actually the dark. Let's start from the dark. And let's change brushes. So we need a new brush. We need brush, airbrushing, and soft airbrush. I will make it 25%. And starting from the bottom, I will add a bit of darkening here and a bit somewhere here in the middle, just random. And now the light color, doing the same, but starting from the top, a bit here, a bit there. Just a bit of random to make it realistic a bit. So what I see, I want to add more shadow for the head. So for the head, I will create a new layer, clipping mask to the body, and use the dark color, or actually the light color, and airbrush to 85%. And I want to add a bit more shadow, just a bit. Nice, I like it more. And for the bottom, I will also do the same. So the same layer, I will add just a bit more, like so. Nice. Wow. Really like it. Now let's draw the hat. So it will be also in the folder Snowman in a new layer, and I'm going to start with this color. It's the last row, second color, and I'm going to choose monoline in calligraphy, our favorite brush. So starting from one side to another side until you like it, we're just going to create a nice line, and the hat will go like this. And like this. Very simple. Oops. Very simple shape. But again, it's not perfect. So I'm gonna use the eraser with the monoline brush and just make the edges a bit straight. So starting from here, I will try to do something like this. I didn't got here. Don't worry, we'll fix it. I will make straight here. And I will just cut it until it's almost the same. And same from here, I'll just make it more oval here. And something like so. So on a new layer with the white color and monoline brush, I'm gonna create this thingy on the hat and a new layer. And I'm gonna create this fluffy thing on the head. So it will be very hard to see it. So let me hide. So I'm gonna click the face. And I'm not going to hide it, but I'm going to reduce the opacity. And now we're back in the layer. And I'm going to draw something like this on each side. And just try to connect them like so. Very nice. Now I need to add a bit of shadow so we can see it. So I'm going to use this color here and the airbrushing. So I'm going to go to airbrushing, soft airbrush. 50% will do. And starting from here, you'll slowly going up, slowly, and not pressing too hard. I'm pressing now to very hard, not very hard, but harder when I'm on the edge. But when I'm going up, I'm pressing very, very lightly. So now let's show the face again. So I'm going to click the face and move the opacity up. So now we can see this white thingy, but now we have the shadow for it. So I'm going to click the head, click a new layer, and using our same brush, I'm just gently going to add the shadow from the head, just here and there, just a bit. Nice. Looks very nice. I like it. So for the hat, we also add a bit of colors. So I'm going to create a new layer above the hat. And with clipping mask, I'm going to choose the lightest color. I'm going to add a bit here. And I'm going to choose the darkest color and add a bit here and there. Wow, look at this. Okay, we need to show the snow again. So remember, we hid it here. Now we can show it. The snowman is in a folder. Nice. I'm going to choose the folder, click on the arrow, and put the snowman here. We need a shadow for the snowman. So I'm going to click the snowman, create a new layer here, and now I'm going to click and drop it in the folder, and this way it goes under. It's very nice. So I'm going to use this dark color, and actually I will make it darker. So I'm just going to put it a bit down like this and a bit more bluish. So now using the airbrush, soft airbrush, I'm gonna make it a bit smaller to 35%, and I'm gonna just create a line here. Don't worry too much if it's too dark or not, because we're gonna use opacity, and we're gonna move it until we like it. So I'm gonna click on the arrow. I'm in freeform. I make it a bit smaller. I make it like this, smaller here. So at the end you will have something like this, and you can decide if you want to change the opacity. I will change the opacity just a bit, not too much. And now let's create another snowman. I duplicate it, and you can flatten it, so we will have a lot of layers left. Click on the arrow, move it, flip horizontally. We have uniform, it's better uniform, and make it smaller, and I'll put it here at the back. Nice. And the magic wand, blur, and just blur it a bit, not too much, just a bit. Nice. Look at that. Wow, it's so magical. It's so magical. I'm getting so excited at the end of those videos because it looks so nice. So on a new layer, above everything but below the snow and the trees, I'm going to choose a yellow color. I don't think we have a yellow color, but we can create it ourselves. So just click on the yellow, just make it the brightest. We're in disc. If you're in classic, it's right here at the top. And we're going to change the blending mode to add. And now I'm going to choose the soft airbrush in airbrushing. And I'm going to add small details, but it will really, really make this art pop. So 12%, just a bit. Don't press too hard. 12 maybe is too much. Okay, let's go to 2%, maybe 5%. And just a bit here. Don't worry if you get outside of the tree when you're drawing it. Just try to do your best. And that's it. A bit here, a bit here. You see, I'm not pressing everywhere at the same strength. So very, very light I'm pressing. If you're having hard time pressing it, so you can click on the blending mode and just reduce the blending mode to everything, to opacity for everything. And this way, it will be easier. You can press harder, but still it will be good. So I'm adding it here, and I'm adding it to the head. Not too much, just a bit here on the snowman and on his body. Actually, on the snowman, we can make it a bit larger and just make it add more here, like this. And let's do it right away from this side too, from each side, just a bit. And the head, so nice. Here we went a little bit up, so I'm going to delete it. So it will be like this. And let's check it out. So it looks very good, but we need to finish the other trees. So I'm going to add a bit here, just on the edges. Look at this. A bit harder I press here, lighter there. Just make it consistent and try to get it right in where the tree ends. Just a bit. Look at this. Look at this. Wow. And I'm adding here more a bit. Just a bit here and there. Because it really, really adds a nice touch. Very nice touch. Wow. Look at this. Just a bit here and there. Wow. Look at this. Maybe a bit here and a bit here. Look at that. Wow. Wow. What a small detail. But it just looks so amazing. Wow. Look at this. Wow. This light is really, really amazing. Look at that. Wow, wow, wow. I'm going to try something on a new layer. So I'm going to create a new layer and I'm going to use add. So the same thing we did, but just a bigger brush size, and I will reduce the opacity to 27%. And what I want to do is just try and see what will happen if I will add a bit more on each side of the tree. And I really, really like it so far. Wow. Wow. Amazing. So just a bit here and there. Just a bit. Look at this. Wow. Wow. Really amazing. So what we can do here to make it even better, we can add a bit of falling stars. So I'm going to choose our background color and just make it lighter by going up. And I'm going to choose sketching peppermint and just going to draw a dot and some lines like this. So we'll have a bit of stars falling. Look at this. Just a bit of stars. I want to add a bit of shadow here on this snow. So I'm going to click the snow, a new layer. And the color that we use for the shadow, I'm just going to click to eyedrop it. And for the texture, I'm going to use airbrush, just simple, make it so it's the soft airbrush and size 100%, just a bit. I'm not doing it too much. I'm just clicking it a bit here and there, just to add a bit of shadow. Maybe I did it here too much, so I will make it lighter and make it a bit darker on a new layer, you see, and make it smaller, and just add a bit here and there. Oops, too much. Don't press too hard. You want to create just a small patches, just very small patches, so the snow will be look more realistic. And I think we're done. Maybe you can, just as a small thing, we can add another layer here with a white color, and maybe we can try to do a snow. Well, let's do it. That will be very nice. So let's go here. We're gonna go to the gear. We're gonna go to canvas, and we're gonna use the drawing guide, edit drawing guide, symmetry, options, and click this one, radial. And we're gonna create a very big one, and we'll make it smaller later on. So I don't have reference how they look, but from my imagination, I think snowflakes look something like this. Or maybe not, I don't know. Does this look like a snowflake? I don't know. Maybe if I will blur it and make it a bit smaller, it will be interesting snowflake. I don't know. I will duplicate it. You can decide. You can leave those snowflakes or have them. I think it will be very fun to animate the falling snowflakes, and this we will do on our next video. So I'm gonna go to the blur again. Some I will blur more, some less, and something like this. I think it's done, and I think we did a very good job. Look at this. So we learned so much things. We drew this amazing landscape with snowmen. We added snowflakes. We added depth. We added a lot of light. It looks really amazing, and I'm very happy with the result. It's such a nice art, and it's so easy. So I really want to see your result. Please share it. Please tag me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, everywhere you post. But please add me to the tags so I can get a notification and I can repost it also and show your amazing work on my next videos. Thank you so much and see you next time.